Hi, this is Shreya Kumari, a second year chemistry honors student, and today I'll be speaking on the topic water crisis, a government's failure, because that is what I believe in. At a point in time when the country 100 million people face water scarcity, environmental justice surely needs to be restored. But wait, would that be possible when at the local, federal, central and global level, water scarcity has turned into a global crisis? Umpteen examples in this regard. Starting from South Africa, Cape Town, where a drought continued for 4 long years because sanitation department didn't have enough fund. Or shall I talk about Michigan, US, where coliform bacteria was found in the water, but people and government resisted until it exacerbated into a major contamination. All of these incidents not only highlights government's failure, but allows us to delve into the root cause of water crisis, that is certainly first, overconsumption of water, and second, burdening the natural resources with privatization and industrialization. I'll tell you one by one how each of them is the government's failure and not people's failure. Starting with the first one, that is overconsumption of water. Therefore, at once, we might glorify the image of individual collection of water under PSAs, but as we know, 60 to 80% of fresh water is consumed under agriculture, additional 10% in industrialization. Given how deep-rooted agriculture and industrialization has been, the only intelligible solutions remains to be large-scale desalination and, the most importantly, integration of rainwater harvesting with irrigation practices. All that being huge infrastructural setup, any fault in this regard will surely be incumbent upon the government. Talking about the second major argument that I present over here, how that is also a government's failure. Talking about the burdening on natural resources. Here we can talk about the Wildlife Reservation Act, Environmental Protection Act 1986. Despite several amendments, it has remained flawed from the very ground. But it lacks proper scrutinization of industrial setups post-clearance. And this, ladies and gentlemen, allows room for the corruption between government officials and those who are indulged in industrial setup, which further includes a lack of proper analysis in terms of checking the implications of those industrial setups onto the environmental fabric of that region, which further exacerbates the water crisis. All these arguments certainly exemplifying and asking the government to take cognizance of the water crisis, because certainly glorifying the image of one person closing the tap to save water in a region won't be an excuse and won't compensate for a person forced to consume contaminated water in the other. We certainly need government to take cognizance of the water crisis and include that into the mainstream